Hello, my name is Dana Crane. Today I will be talking about the pioneer psychologist Albert Bandura. While researching pioneers, I found Albert Bandura's work to be quite interesting, and I believe that he has done great things for education. Bandura is best known for his social learning theory, the concept of self-efficacy, and his most famous experiment, the Bobo doll study. Albert Bandura's social learning theory stressed the importance of observational learning, imitation, and modeling. His theory integrated a continuous interaction between behaviors, cognitions, and the environment. He was born on December the 4th, 1925, in a small Canadian town located approximately 50 miles from Edmonton. His father was from Krakow, Poland, and his mother from Ukraine. Both immigrated to Canada as adolescents. After marrying, they settled in Mondare, Alberta, where his father worked laying track for the Trans-Canada Railroad. Albert Bandura was the youngest of six children, born to his parents of Eastern European descent. Bandura's parents never went to school, but they valued education. His father taught himself to read in three languages, giving young Albert a great model for self-regulated learning. Bandura's early education consisted of one small school with only two teachers for high school. Bandura said because of his limited access to educational resources, the students had to take charge of their own education. He realized that while the content of most textbooks is perishable, the tools of self-directedness serve one well over time. These early experiences may have contributed to his altered emphasis on the importance of personal agency. After graduating from high school in 1946, Bandura pursued a bachelor's degree at the University of British Columbia, and in 1949 he graduated with the Balcon Award in psychology. He then did graduate work at the University of Iowa, where he received a master's degree in psychology in 1951 and a doctorate in clinical psychology in 1952. While at Iowa, he met Virginia Vams, an instructor in the nursing school. They married and later had two daughters. Mary was born in 1954 and Carol in 1958. In 1953, Bandura accepted a one-year instructorship at Stanford, where he quickly secured a professorship. It was during his studies on adolescent aggression that Bandura became increasingly interested in vicarious learning, modeling, and imitation. In 1974, he was named the David Starr Jordan Professor of Social Sciences in Psychology, and 2 years later he became chairman of the psychology department. He remained at Stanford, becoming Professor Emeritus in 2010. In his early research, Bandura focused on the foundations of human learning, studying the tendency to imitate behavior of others, particularly relating to aggression. In 1961, Bandura conducted his most widely known experiment, the Bobo doll study. In the experiment, a group of children were shown a film in which an adult was shown shouting at and beating a Bobo doll. While playing later in a room that contained a Bobo doll, children who had seen the film were more likely to torment the doll and imitate the words and actions shown to them earlier. In 1973, Bandura published Aggression, a social learning analysis, which focused on the origins of aggression. In 1977, he wrote a book called Social Learning Theory, which presented the basics of his theory of how people learn through observations and modeling. Later, Bandura reworked his social learning theory as social cognitive theory. in which he conceptualized individuals as self-organizing, proactive, self-reflecting, and self-regulating. He advanced the notion of a complex and reciprocal relationship between human behavior and environmental factors, and stressed the roles of individual cognitive, affective, and biological factors. Bandura's work emphasizes the importance of social influences, but also a belief in personal control. He went on to say that people with high assurance in their capabilities approached difficult tasks as challenges to be mastered rather than threats to be avoided. During his early years, Bandura was influenced by several different people. Bandura was initially influenced by Robert Shear's work on familial antecedents of social behavior and identificatory learning. While at Iowa, Bandura was influenced by Kenneth Spence, who was over the psychology department. Another influencer of Bandura's, because of his close alliance with Spence, was Clark Hull at Yale University. Bandura has several accomplishments. Bandura received the American Psychological Association's Distinguished Scientific Contribution Award in 1980, the James McKean Cattle Award from the Association of Psychological Science in 2013, the APA Outstanding Lifetime Contribution to Psychology in 2004, and the Grawemeyer Award for Psychology in 2008. One survey in 2002 ranked him as the fourth most influential psychologist of the 20th century, behind only B.F. Skinner, Sigmund Freud, and Jean Piaget. In 2014, Bandura was awarded the National Medal of Science by President Barack Obama. Bandura's work on self-efficacy has been especially influential within education. He is one of the most highly cited academics in the world. The principles stemming from this scholar's work have informed policies around the world and are at the core of many cognitive behavioral psychology interventions. His work has had a tremendous effect on education today. Multiple studies by Bandura and others have shown that students who believe in their own abilities to learn and self-regulate are more successful academically. Interventions have been developed to promote students' perceptions of their self-efficacy. When it comes to aggressive behavior, social learning theory plays a big role in how all people, especially children, learn. Using Bandura's social learning theory in the classroom can help students reach their potential. Students do not only imitate each other, but also the teacher. Being a good role model, open to all students, and holding the students to a level of responsibility will be imitated by the students, according to Bandura's theory. Behaviorists argue that learning leads to a permanent change in behavior. However, Bandura showed that observational learning can occur without the learner demonstrating any new behavior. In other words, you can observe, imitate, or model something, but you might not learn it. He explored the question of what needs to happen for observable behavior to be learned, in addition to observation, and cited four necessary steps. Attention, children can't learn if they can't focus on tasks. Retention, people learn by internalizing information. Reproduction, we produce our previously learned behavior or knowledge when it's required. And motivation is required in order to do anything. Teachers have found that social modeling and examples are a very powerful tool in education. If children see positive consequences from an action, they are likely to do that action themselves. Social learning theory has a great root in encouraging self-efficacy by using constructive feedback. Students who get positive reinforcement have more confidence in themselves and their abilities. This stands out in their mind, and they want to repeat this behavior. Thanks to Bandura's dedication to psychology, especially social learning, teachers are better equipped to manage classroom behaviors effectively.